gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you the one and only Mr. Nico Rosberg. Make some noise, people! This is a special occasion. Nico Rosberg in Paragon. What did I tell you, Nico? Good to see you again.
Hello, everybody.
Have a seat. Now, you were wearing a really cool scarf just now. You decided to just keep it real now?
It's not very official, so
I understand.
I have to take it off.
You have a uniform. Okay, Nico, welcome back to Singapore. Can I have a warm Singapore welcome for Mr. Rosberg, please? Nico, Singapore loves you. You love Singapore. Looking back to 2008, your career best here. Tell us your feelings very quickly about being back in the Lion City.
Oh, it's great. I really enjoy coming here. I've been here now since Sunday because I just came early to get used to the heat because it's one of the toughest races in the year physically. I mean, it's really extreme, so it was best to come early, get used to everything, and it's really nice. I enjoy being here. I even have some friends around here now, and so we did some training together during the week, and so it's been a good time.
Now on Twitter, we can read whatever you do, right? You were busy doing some sightseeing, Marina Bay Sands. Did you go gambling, Nico?
I did actually yesterday, yes, but I didn't win anything. I lost.
Oh, okay.
So it was not good.
Better luck next time then. Let's talk about this upcoming night race, the only night race on the Formula One calendar. What are the challenges for you? Do you like racing at night, or is it still a slightly strange concept given the fact that we are in its third year?
No, I enjoy it a lot. I think it's very special, especially watching on TV. It's really nice to see, and we should see some sparks flying from the cars and everything, and lots of some overtaking. Hopefully, it's not easy on this track, but I'm sure we'll have a very, very exciting race. For me, the past 2 years have gone well. Finished second 2 years ago. Should have been second last year, but made a mistake. So try not to do that again this year. So I think I can have a really successful weekend, I'm pretty sure, and so I look forward to it, and I hope all of you come to watch us and don't miss the action.
Now Nico, obviously this is the first time you're racing with this team, seeing as Mercedes GP Petronas is a brand new team on the 2010 starting grid. This year you've enjoyed a degree of success, 2 podium finishes, all in Asia. You know, what are your expectations for the rest of the year with your new team? Are you enjoying yourself?
Yeah, it's not been great this season for us because we went into the season wanting to win and maybe even wanting to win the championship, but it hasn't gone the way we wanted. So we've managed I've managed a couple of podiums, but unfortunately not more than that. Still some races to go, so I'm going to try and do the best. And I think this race is a particular race for us where if things go really well, I can have some really good success, at least the podium. So that's what I'm targeting for, and then just need to try and make the best of the rest of the races. We're out of the championship battle at the moment, so it's not possible to win the championship anymore, which is a pity, but that helps us concentrate a little bit also starting already now on next year to really put up a challenge next year.
Now your teammate Nico is of course 7-time world champion, Mr. Michael Schumacher. He's not raced at this track before, obviously. Has he asked you for advice?
He probably will ask a few things, yes.
And what will you
I won't tell him anything.
You're not going to tell him anything at all? Let's just find out a little bit about you, Nico, away from the circuit, away...
Just kidding, by the way.
It's all on tape.
Must be said.
What's your life like away from the track? Tell us about the car that you drive.
Well, I would like to drive that one.
Yeah, me too.
But I haven't quite managed to get that out of Mercedes yet. Because I get one company car from Mercedes every year, but the level of it is not quite at this one yet. But maybe if I win a few races, eventually I can ask for one, but I think that's still some way to go. So I drive a C63 at home, which is a really nice car. I mean, it's really great.
Oh, someone went all crazy and excited with that. You like that car? She loves that car, Nico!
It's an amazing car, for sure. It's really good.
Now, do you drive fast? You know, do you get in trouble with the law?
It's pretty strict here in Singapore, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
But your car's not here. We're talking about
No, but it's very, just as a comparison, it's very strict now in France also. So I tend to take it easy because I don't want to get into trouble, and there's police everywhere in the south of France, so I just take it easy. And I'm fine. I can go crazy on the racetrack, so I don't need to do it on the roads.
You see what a responsible Formula One driver we have, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a round of applause for that answer. So listen, I've got a couple of questions that I've had asked from the guys on the floor here. Number one, Gerard, you see that little guy over there, Nico, with your magazine, which you'll hopefully sign for him? He wants to know what your favourite local food is. Was that the question, Gerard? What's your favourite local food?
Is Singapore noodles local?
You know, I don't know about that, Nico. What do you think? Is Singapore noodles local? I reckon. Do you like those?
Maybe a stupid question, but I see it very often also in China and things like that.
Actually, that is a good question.
And I wonder if it's just them that have given the name or something. But anyway, Singapore noodles, if that's local, hopefully. There we go.
I hope it is, because otherwise we both look kind of dumb right about now, don't we? Now, what was the other question? Your question. Oh yes, how old were you, Nico, when you started driving?
I started driving when I was 4 years old. My dad built a two-seater go-kart, and he was doing the accelerator and the brake, and I was doing the steering. And I remember being terrified because I didn't have control over the speed, and I just had to steer, and he was going way too fast. So it was a very scary experience.
4 years old, barely out of nappies, and you're doing that?
Yep.
That's pretty awesome. Okay, I'd like to open up the questions to the floor here. I do see we have some members of the media. We have Ben Potter here. Ben, any questions for Nico Rosberg? Shall I come down and see you? Oh, you answered it before. What question was that?
Are you sure she answered it correctly?
I can't hear you. All right.
Testing for next year.
I don't get it. I'm going to move on here. See, now I look like a complete... I'm not quite connecting here. Let me ask members of the media here any questions you have for Nico. I'm not sure if we have a floor on the mic, but I'll come to you. Otherwise, members of the media, I'll move to a couple of our guests here. All right, I'm coming. I see. Do you want me to give you the mic? Okay, here we go. Nico.
Hi Nico, from Singapore. You know, you're actually a driver, a really good one. But how do you feel about having, you know, all this kind of, like this side of the whole business, not just the driving, but actually coming out and doing stuff for the sponsors and coming out and appearing in public? How's that for you?
Well, there's several sides to it. I mean, what's very nice to see is the enthusiasm of everybody that's here. That's something that I really enjoy, and also doing the sport to be able to give something to all the spectators is fantastic, and to give them exciting races and everything. So that's the really nice part. But then obviously doing sponsor days and things is not my favorite part of the job. I prefer driving my racing car. But actually, my job driving the racing car is probably the smallest part of it. I have much more other things to do, like sponsors and technical meetings and interviews and things like that. So, but that's the way it is. I can't complain anyways, that's for sure.
Sean has a question for you, Nico.
Hi, Nico. Last year I talked to your existing team then, and they were worried about whether it was going to rain. They wanted a dry track. This year it's going to be wet. Are you looking forward to that, or very apprehensive?
Why do you say it's going to be wet?
The forecast is rain, a lot of rain.
Yeah, but it always finishes at 6 or 7 p.m., doesn't it? So
yeah, but it's still going to, you know, it's going to make the track green.
I've been here now the last couple of days, and there was never rain in the evening. So, but no, that's definitely something that we're a bit worried about. If it does rain and we're out there, how is that going to be with the glare from the lights, and how is visibility going to be and everything? And if it rains a lot, obviously. So that's going to be rather interesting, I think, if that does happen. I hope it doesn't, because I think it could be quite messy, but we'll see.
Nico, Ben has a question for you.
Thank you, Paula. I know you mentioned before, Nico, that now that you're not in the running for the championship, you're concentrating on developing next year's car. How much of the upcoming races or the past races you're using for testing either parts for next car or the next year's car?
I mean, personally, I'm still fully concentrated on this year and this race weekend now, for example, because I think I believe I can still make a really good job out of what I have and have some good results. But the team obviously is starting to concentrate more and more on next year, and a lot of the things that we're putting on the car new for this year are also, amongst other things, to help us for next year, probably mainly to help us for next year, because there's still a lot of things you can learn. As there's no testing, it's still useful to throw things on the car now, to learn from them, to help us for next year. So there's a lot of that going on, and surely in the factory we're already developing next year's car, and we're at a very advanced stage already. I think soon the chassis, for example, has to be already finished for next year, very, very soon, and it starts to get produced quite soon and things like that. It's always amazing how in advance everything is done in F1.
Thanks for the question, Ben. I'm going to move over to this side because you guys have been very quiet and very patient. Let's get a question from the floor here for you, Nico. Come to the fore, young man. What's your name and what's your question?
Hi, I'm Pranav. Nico, who's the better driver, you or your father?
Me or my father? That's a difficult one. I think I have a lot of respect for what my dad achieves and everything. I think he did a really good job, and he was one of my idols in a way, you know, growing up. And I watched him race in DTM and everything in touring cars, and it was always great. So I don't want to compare myself to him. I think he was a great driver for sure, and I still have some way to go, you know. So we'll see.
Mr. Rosberg, considering your championship standings in relation to your teammate, do you think you'll be getting the leading number in your car next year?
That's a bit difficult because my teammate has said he's superstitious to prime to odd, or no, what's the other one? Prime? No. Even. There we go. To even numbers. So I think that's going to be a bit of a no-go.
Well, just wait for number one then.
Exactly. I have to win the championship, then I get number one.
One more question coming for you.
Hi, Nico. I know the Red Bull is going to, they are speculating they could put the F-car to make full use of the downward force. Will Mercedes be doing that to gain a bit of advantage?
F-duct is, the Red Bull is putting the F-duct on for the weekend? Maybe, okay, so the F-duct is a special thing on the rear wing to help the cars go faster. And it's a special system which is very difficult to develop. And I'm not sure, well actually I'm pretty sure we'll have it on the car too, but remains to be seen. And I don't know what other teams are going to do, so we'll see.
Thank you for that. Okay, I think we've got time for a couple more. You guys are being very quiet, very well behaved. Are you shy? Well, I can see you have a photograph. Does the photograph have a question for Nico? Oh, look at this. Nico, this is a photograph of you and this young guy taken last year, 2008. That's what I said. 2008. Wow, I'm on fire today. Okay, do you have a question for Nico? Terence thinks you've got photographs to prove that you've met him before. You do? Okay, well this young lady. Thank you, ladies. Here we go, Nico. We're wrapping this up.
Hi, so you're here since Sunday, right? So what are you doing, like, do you have free time? Or what are you doing in your free time? Are you like sightseeing in Singapore? Or I don't know.
No, I've had free the whole time now, since Sunday. And it's been a good time. I've been doing some sightseeing. Yeah, we went to, what's the beach called? Sentosa Beach, there we go. Went to that, went to Thistle, India to have a look at that. And then I just did lots of sport also. Did lots of training, went cycling last night at 11 o'clock around the city, which I'm not sure was such a good idea, but anyway, it was good fun. And we went quite far out, so there was no traffic and everything, so it was okay. And then I went to some swimming sessions, and we went to the cinema, and just very normal things. But the difficult thing is that I need to stay in the European time zone because the race is going to be at night. So every day, I just woke up this afternoon at 3 o'clock. So I woke up 3 hours ago. I just had my breakfast before coming here, and then I go to sleep at around 5 o'clock in the morning. So it's a bit difficult. And last night I was in the casino, for example, at 2 o'clock in the morning because there's nothing else to do. So I was playing roulette.
You have a great excuse to go gambling. And also you guys then decide to work out at really funky times, like you're at the gym at like 3 or 4 a.m. Nico, can I invite you down for a photo opportunity? Members of the press, wow, that was impressive. You're like Spider-Man. Okay, you're on your own. I'd like to invite some members from the client side to maybe join Nico in a while. In the meantime, photographers, he's all yours.
Nico, excuse me.